Welcome back to the good old boys. Got my buddy Dirty here with me today. What's going on?
Should we?
Real name Ethan.
Yeah. What's up, guys? I'm glad to be here. You know, it's been a while. I've been trying to do this for a while. Had a lot of shit come up. You know,
Wife,
having
man.
wife and 2 kids.
Yeah.
Working my ass off, really. So, I'm trying to buy
I
some
feel you
time
on the
to
work
come
part.
here.
I don't have the other two, but yeah.
So you actually
I
have
feel
some
you.
money in your pocket?
No, I still don't. No.
Oh shit. Well, I know how that feels, man. Well, how do you want to start this off?
Well,
You want to talk about Mississippi?
first. Well, hold on. So
Okay.
first, what do you do for work?
Mm,
Let's get that out of the way.
I am a driver for the United Parcel Service.
Okay.
No, I'm a UPS driver.
All right.
Hoping to get into feeders soon. Feeders is just like the semi-driving of UPS. It's just basically the same pay and everything, but you get to choose your hours essentially and more options. I'm not having to work so hard. I'm just driving really because you're just paid to be safe instead of paid to, hump packages all day.
Right.
It's just a lot easier on you in the long run.
So you're just driving like to nearby states or just like across Missouri?
Yeah, when you go feeder driving, yeah, essentially. You drive to California and back. They make damn good money, actually.
Oh, so you're going that far?
Well, you can. I mean, those are more of the high seniority routes because they're mileage routes. So they don't pay you by the hour, they pay you by the mile when you get into those long hauls. But those are sleeper routes, so you have to have a partner and shit. So you have to get picked, I think.
That'd
by
be
somebody.
weird, sleeping in a truck with another dude.
Yeah, while he drives.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know if I could sleep.
So what? You just wait till you get tired enough, and then he takes over driving while you sleep.
You can drive for a maximum of 14 hours. 14 hours, but you have to have a break. You have to have a 30-minute lunch, I think, in there. But you can drive for up to 14 hours, and then you have to have 10 consecutive hours off. So you could drive from essentially 10 a.m. to, what would that be? 10 a.m. to midnight. And then you'd have to have from midnight to 10 a.m. off again. Or just, whenever hours you want to work or whatever hours you guys decide upon. And then the other guy drives for the next 14 or whatever it is. But yeah, when you're on those mileage routes, it doesn't matter how, what hours you work. It's just how many miles you guys drove. And as long as you're following DOT regulations. Which sucks because I got all my DOT shit done. Like I had to go get a permit and go pass all the tests and go study and do all that shit. It's probably part of the reason I haven't been able to do this. So I went and got all the permit and all that stuff done. And then the day after I got it, I come back and they're like, "Hey, class is fucking postponed." I was like, "Dude, fuck me."
Nice.
Just went and did all this shit for nothing. So now I'm just back to humping packages like a fucking grunt.
Humping package.
Dude, that's what it is, man. Down there on Front Street where everything's fucking heavy.
Damn.
Have you talked about what you do?
Yeah.
Oh, you have?
Yeah.
Gotcha. Have we talked about him?
He's just here, bro, for now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
He's the man behind the camera.
Yeah, dude, he's our Jamie.
Behind the board.
Dude, so this shit in Mississippi is crazy. So I woke
Nader?
up, huh?
Nader?
Bro, the tornadoes, bro.
Naders
Down there, bro. We're in the Midwest. This shit gets crazy around here.
But Mississippi's south. Like, that's...
Yeah, I guess you're right.
I didn't know they go down that far, but I guess so. I just figured it was, like, our area, like, the states around us and shit.
Them Naders clean up the Midwest, bro. They get the trailer trash out of
here.
I
know they go, like, Texas, too, I think.
Bro, they hit a lot of trailers. It seems like that's always like I guess that's always.
They're not attached to fucking concrete.
That's what I was getting ready to say. I guess I just thought about it as I said it because that's always what they show on the news. It's like, oh, fucking trailer park, everybody's fucking gone. It's just nothing. It's just a pile of gravel.
In my head, when I think of that, I just imagine like trailer park boys in a fucking tornado just ran through Sunnyvale.
Bro, you think Bubbles is in that bitch?
He's flying around in a cart somewhere.
Dude, Mr. Leahy in here, dude.
Leahy and Randy.
Dude, Randy's got. Dude.
That's such a weird thing. Is it's like they're like gay, but they're gay when they're drunk, but then when they're sober, they're not gay.
Yeah,
Or is
I don't know, dude.
it's so weird?
My favorite part is who are you saying the girl Donna
Don and
Don
Donna.
and Donna, bro.
Yeah.
He said, I could never hurt a creature of God's earth.
Donna was Don's sister, but it was just him.
Yeah.
Dressed up as a girl.
My sister died in a safari accident 12 years ago.
So it's a sign from the gods.
Ew, dude. The gods with plural.
He had the boner.
What a heathen.
Like he had the boner pills.
Yeah.
That's what saved their relationship.
That's so disgusting. The whole show is fucked. It's hilarious, but it's fucked. But yeah, dude.
Huh? Cyrus?
Dude, I am Cyrus. I told you that. I think I might be Cyrus.
Said, fuck you, Cyrus.
I think I might be Cyrus, bro.
He said, you see this? 9mm.
My old man gave me this.
Safety. Always off.
He said, my old man gave me this gun. Told me it was proud of me once. Fucking piece of shit. What does he say? It's a fucking bastard or something like that.
Oh, man.
Man, that's
so good.
Yeah, dude.
I love that show.
I did too, actually. I used to rewatch it a couple times, but not Basil level.
Oh, I was Basil level into that shit. I would just...
Really? Just restart it when you finished it?
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, that tornado in Mississippi, I was looking at it. And this morning, I think they had, like, early when I woke up with the kids, I mean, the kids always come in and wake me up, but like 8 a.m. or 9 a.m., it was like the first thing on Google Trends or whatever it is. When you open up Google on your phone, it has that stuff down, like the news. It was saying something like 12 confirmed dead. And that was early this morning. And I think it's gotten up to 23. And the only reason I know that is because I looked at the Fox stuff. And I'm not going to watch anything else. So, you know, I only look at the Fox stuff. They're the only ones that don't lie.
I'm unaffiliated.
You are?
Yeah.
Well, I'm not. I really only listen to Fox. Shit, man. So what have you guys been? Who have you guys had on here lately? You guys have had on
Dylan, Dugan, Canyon. I think that's it.
Really? Have you guys got
Canyon's been on a couple times.
Yeah, Canyon has. Yeah, I listened to those too. I listened to the one about him talking about his car, about the car he's like the old Mustang. Is that what it is?
The box body.
Dude, I would love to learn how to do that kind of stuff. I just am horrible at that. All that. I can change my own oil and do brake pads and shit like that, and change like was it like the biggest thing I've ever done in a car is change the fuck is it? The radiator? Is that what it is? It cool, like keeps the engine cool. Yeah, that's the only thing I've ever done in a car. That's like the most experience I've had doing any of that kind of stuff. Other than that, my only other thing I've ever done is back in the day, whenever I had the Audi, I was like, "Fuck this! I'm not paying." Because they would charge you like $150 for an oil change, and I had like a super nice. I love my Audi, like, and so I was like, "I'm just gonna do it myself and save the money." And so I went to change the oil, and I went to change the oil, put it up on Jackson and all that. Because they really did charge $150 for an oil change or something like that, $100 because it's foreign, so everything's more expensive. And I put it up on Jax, get underneath, watching videos on like YouTube or Reddit or something, and I take the screw out of the oil pan, drain the oil, and then I open up the cap on top. I change the oil filter, do all that shit, put it all back. Put another 5 quarts of oil in it, to refill it, and then I start driving it. And after like a quarter mile, it just goes like grinding sounds, horrible sounds. And I'm like, what the fuck is that? So and then the car goes into what's called limp mode, where it won't go into drive. It'll only go in reverse. That's it. It's all fucked up. And I finally we got it back, and we took it to the shop because we couldn't figure out what was wrong with it. And they were like, you drained the transmission fluid and then put 6 quarts of oil in it. So it has 12 quarts of oil and no transmission fluid.
Oh my god, dude.
So I just completely shot the transmission in this car. And the transmission, of course, because it's a foreign car, is worth more than the car. I mean, it's a fucking $4,700 rebuilt transmission or like $6,000 new. And it was just completely fucked. But my parents paid for it. My parents paid for it to get redone or rebuilt, whatever the fuck they did. So they did it, and I swear to God, I'd say 3 months later, I did the same thing. I was like, I'm gonna change the oil myself. I know what I did last time. I made a mistake. I know which one it is now. Got down under there, did it. It did the same fucking thing again.
Why didn't you
Same
just
thing.
ask your dad to help you?
Nurk wasn't gonna help me fucking change the oil in my Audi, bro.
Bro, at least have him like.
He doesn't know how to do that. I mean, I'm sure he would know how if he tried, but he doesn't know German cars. Like, he could probably change the oil in his truck, but he's the kind of guy that he just takes it to the shop and has it done. Yeah, but dude, it was horrible. I felt like a fucking idiot. That's why I don't ever work on cars since. I just take my shit to the shop because I'm a dumbass when it comes to that kind of stuff.
Yeah, that's fair.
I'm not smart enough to do that.
I'm not the best at that shit either. I don't work on cars anymore, so.
You do small engines now?
Yeah.
People bring in their fucking mowers and you fix them?
Sí, vato.
Sí, vato. Vatos locos for life.
Vatos locos for life, I say.
Dude.
So you fuck with me, Familia? You fucking with me, Spider?
What movie is that from?
Blood In, Blood Out, I think. Yeah.
What is that?
I think we tried to watch it one time at your house back in the day. It's like a white dude with like blonde hair, blue eyes, but he's Mexican, and he was like getting into like a gang or something, like a Mexican gang or some shit.
What about Snow on the Bluff, bro?
That shit was crazy.
Dude, Snow on the Bluff.
I still don't know if that was like a real story or not.
He said, "What you want? What you want? 2 rows, 3
Will you
Gs."
look that up and see if there's any truth to the Snow on the Bluff?
Because when you're young, you're like, dude, this is real. This is real.
Well, but I think that there's a real story behind it.
There's some guy actually named Snow,
like Curtis Snow, that like did this shit or something.
Here, what does it say, bro?
Can't even see that.
It says stars Curtis Snow, a real life Atlanta robber boy and drug dealer, playing a fictionalized version of himself as he gets into various dangerous and situations.
Playing a fictionalized version of himself. So that actually was him now?
Yeah, I guess.
So he play? So the guy that played him was the guy that played Snow was Curtis Snow.
Probably.
Was the real Curtis Snow? He just played. Then he just like was an actor. He was a gangster turned actor.
He was a robber and drug dealer.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
I don't know much of that, I believe. Dude.
Yeah, that's a crazy story. It was a crazy movie.
Yeah, it was a crazy movie. I remember we used to watch that shit. Do you remember? So I was going to tell you this story. Should I tell you that story now?
Yeah, go for it.
So, can I say his name or should I not?
I wouldn't.
Huh? No full.
Yeah, I wouldn't
Okay.
do it.
Kid named Justin. If you're in the group, you know who he is. Younger Hispanic guy. But anyways, I wrestled with this kid since I was. He used to come over to our house back whenever we would all hang out, and like he didn't come very often, but he'd come a couple times. And I used to like, back in the day. Again, I don't do any of this anymore. But back when I could when I used to sell weed and stuff like that, he'd come over and I'd sell him like a gram broken down, and he would sell it to him as like an eighth for like $60. And but anyways, he'd come over and smoke with us and hang out and everything. I like him; he's a cool kid. At least back then. And then, but anyways, we used to wrestle together, and that's how I knew him. ever since we were probably 8 years old, because I wrestled for Ray Peck after a couple years of wrestling at North and everything. And our coach, his name was, and his son's name was, and he was like the Ray Peck wrestling head coach for the kids club. And we used to go every year, like for state, we'd go stay at the, what's it called, like the Big Bear Lodge or something like that, Stony Creek in Columbia, Missouri, Stony Creek, and it was like a nice older cabin kind of place. And so we'd go there for state, and we were all kids, so we were all jackasses and just doing stupid shit in the hotel, fucking throwing shit at each other, breaking windows, like just being stupid. And Justin, so anyways, we were in, I think, Clint's room. This kid Clint, shorter kid, fat kid, red hair. He was the coach's son, so of course, you know, he got more favor than a lot of us. But it was just funny because he wasn't that great. But wasn't that great of a wrestler, but he'd always go to state because there was like nobody in his weight class because he was so big for his age. So nobody weighed as much as him. So he would just there was like 10 kids in the state that weighed as much as he did at that age.
Right.
It's like fucking 10 and under 160 pounds or 170 pounds at 10 years old. Like, he's a big boy.
God damn.
Yeah, big boy. Not tall either. Like, big. And anyways, we're in his room. We were like wrestling around doing stupid shit. I don't remember what we were doing. And he was like, hey, I'm going to go downstairs and get something to eat or go talk to my dad, which was the head coach. And we were in their room. And I took out this notepad. Because we were all in there. It was me, Miles, and Justin. We were in there, and I wrote out like a note. And I feel bad about it now. It was horrible. But I wrote out like because he did something to make us mad, or was like, he was one of those guys that he knew his dad was the coach, and so, you know, if you fucked with him,
Right.
my dad, blah blah, I'm gonna tell my dad, one of those kids, and so it just pissed you off, and so I took it too far, obviously, but I got this, like, they have, you know, when you walk into a hotel, they have it sitting on like the nightstand. It's like a little notepad with a pen or something. It's like, thanks for staying at Stony Creek. If you need, like, it has like, it's like a sticky note thing that has their shit on it. So I get on this notepad and I'm like, I'm sorry, I'm gonna kill myself because I'm so fat and I hate, like, I hate wrestling. I hate you guys. I hate you, Dad. Like, all this shit on there, and I wrote it, and and then, like, I wrote this whole horrible note, and then at this time, like, it was just us three in there, and they knew I was doing it, and they were laughing about it, and before we left, like, we stuck it under his dad's, like in his dad's shoe or something like that, so his dad would find it, and and anyways. So at the very end of the note, I didn't tell Justin, but Justin was in the room, and I signed at the bottom of the note. Justin. Like, so I wrote a note pretending to be, like, telling his dad, like, hey, I'm going to kill myself. And then signed it, this other kid's name that I was with. It's horrible, but I signed Justin. Like, who would do that? Who signs their name to that and then put it in the coach's shoe? And then literally I convinced so I put it in the shoe. We all leave. And the next day the coach comes in, and like the coach had, like, we all meet up at the tournament for our morning, like, warm-ups and all that before our matches. And he is pissed, and nobody understood why. I fucking knew why. But he comes up and, like, grabs Justin by the back of his shirt and, like, hauls him off into the corner. His dad's, like, yelling at the coach, like, what the fuck? Don't touch my kid, all this shit. And his dad's, like, from Southern America, like, migrated here. So he's like, get your hands off my fucking son. Like, all this shit. Like, I can barely understand him. And his name was, and Justin gets in trouble for all this. And to his credit, Justin never said it was me. He never said it was me. But the coach found out we were in the room, and asked me and Miles, and I just looked at Miles like, bro, it was Justin. Like, don't fucking do this to me. And Miles is like, yeah, it was Justin. And so we both fucking blamed Justin, and Justin, I think, got sat out of the state tournament.
Damn.
Got sat out for riding a out for Clint. And I just kept wrestling. I was like, no, I didn't do it. Isn't that fucked up? Dude.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, no, it was horrible. It was horrible. It was funny as fuck, but it was horrible. It's just one of those things I remember doing. But then later down the road, fucking what were we doing? We were smoking K2 in my bathroom in Lakewood, in Lakehood. And this dude was rolling on the floor in a circle, and we were fucking kicking him and shit, punching him, telling him to shut the fuck up.
Yeah, that was...
Because my mom and dad were home, and we were like, dude, you're going to wake people up.
We were like 14, 15 years old, maybe.
Yeah. I'm so glad I'm past all that shit and
Yeah.
sober now. But, dude, back then we used to do so much wild shit. So much wild shit. I mean, we could sit here for 10 hours and never talk about all the shit that we did there. I had so much fun, though.
Yeah. Back in high school and shit.
Yeah, back in high school, in middle school even. Do you guys remember going to the movie theaters? East Glen 16 is what it was back then. We used to go up there on like Saturdays or Friday nights or Saturday nights. And we'd go up there and like fucking nobody even watched the movies. We'd all just stand outside the fucking movie theater.
Yeah, that's a weird thing. Like, think about like what was the
draw?
What was like the management thinking, you know? Like every weekend they just have fucking 30, 40 middle schoolers getting dropped off, not watching movies, just hanging out.
Smoking weed, fucking drinking, doing
like
nothing,
what the
just
fuck?
Causing trouble. We used to go to the Burger King across the street, and bro, I remember people would jump over the fucking counters and steal food.
What?
And I remember one time me and Oliver and a couple other people were in the play place, and we were all fucking around in there. Like, they had a play area in the Burger King back then. And we were in there climbing on all like the slides and shit. And we were like fucking 13 or 14 at the time. And we got on the ceiling and somebody punched a hole in the ceiling tile. Like the roof of the fucking Burger King.
They had like those school like ceiling tiles. Yeah.
Yeah, the ceiling tiles. Punched a hole through it and ripped it down.
Nice.
And all the fucking like 3 or 4 of the ceiling tiles fell and just broke and shattered on the floor, and we all just ran out, and they were like, "Get the fuck out of here!"
Yeah, dude. So stupid.
Could you imagine working at Burger King for minimum wage back in fucking what year was that? 2010. And you're fucking got fucking 13-year-olds coming in, fucking jumping the counters, stealing food from you, punching holes in the ceiling.
Yeah.
You're like 20 years old. Your life is fucked. You work at Burger King and you're fucking getting fucked over by 12-year-olds.
Yeah.
That had to be a
That's
horrible
good.
feeling, dude. That had to
That's
sink
good.
in real quick. I bet we made a lot of people quit.
That's fair.
Dude, it is fair. That's
I'd
what you
be
get.
pissed.
That's what you get, man.
I would be so mad. Well, it's probably some teenagers, honestly. Some like high school
Maybe.
kids working in there.
Yep.
But that's why it got shut down. It was because like when they had the 24 hours and they would have it open all night, the kids that worked there would just put a sign outside on the drive-through thing that says like the sign's currently not working, sorry, but they'd be open, they just didn't want to work.
Really?
So they would just put a sign outside and people would just drive through and be like, oh, the thing doesn't work. So
Dude, didn't Steak and Shake used to be like a party place for a while?
yeah, for some reason.
At least didn't people go there and they would they would lock the doors and people would like get high and fucking smoke and listen to music and shit in there and shit?
Me and J Mills would go in there and we'd be in there fucked up and like order twice, forget that we ate,
Really?
and then just order again. That shit was wild.
I remember going to what was it? I think it's the only place I've ever dined and dashed was that Walmart. Or no, the Waffle House right there by East Glen 16. We went in there and ate just for like I forgot my wallet in the car and just left. Do you remember the time we went to IHOP with my dad?
Yeah, let's not.
Unitome?
No.
No?
No. Not really.
We went to IHOP with my dad and did some stupid shit. What else? It's not
Nah.
even that bad.
I mean, I get. Yeah, go for it.
You tell him.
Dude, it's your story.
It's not my story.
Dude, we went and got pancakes. They had some like pancake day or some bullshit, and we went, and then we went to the bathroom after we got done eating. Like we're waiting to leave, and we go to the bathroom, and this dude literally, I think. Because I think you could lock the door, and this dude like shit in the corner of the bathroom or something, like not in the toilet, just like on the floor in the corner, and then just threw a bunch of toilet paper on top of it, and then we left. It was the nastiest thing,
dude. We did that, and then
you did that. You did that. We didn't do it.
No, but then we went back out and we were doing the silver. We were eating our pancakes and shit. And then we took the silverware that we were eating with. The metal silverware they gave you. We took the forks and the knives and all that shit and just we'd bend it this way and bend it that way and bend it this way and bend it that way until all the cutlery for the whole table was snapped in half, all of it. And then we took it all and threw it in a pile under the table before we left in a pile, and then took the whole thing of maple syrup and dumped the whole thing of maple syrup on top
I don't remember this.
and then threw our napkins from our meal on top of it. And as we were walking out to the car, the waitress, my dad's oblivious to all this. My dad's sitting there thinking he's taking two kids out to fucking eat breakfast, normal shit. And as we're walking out to the car, the waitress runs out of the IHOP and is like, "Fuck you, don't ever fucking come back here." And my dad was like, "What the fuck?" He thought this random crazy bitch just told us to it. I was like, "Bro, you must have gave her a shitty ass tip, Dad."
Yeah, with that nose, he wasn't tipping her.
Nerk was like, "Fuck no, bro. It's IHOP." Dude, we used to do all kinds of just crazy, busted, fucked up shit like that. I think it was
the soap dispensers.
Dude,
bro, we used to do fucked
bro.
up shit. No, we used to do fucked up shit in high school.
It was Campbell.
At North, when
North?
you had the wrestling, when you had a wrestling tournament, I remember we'd go
because we had access to the whole school and nobody was there.
And you could just go to the bathroom by the gym and shit, and we'd take the soap dispenser out. And he's just pissing the soap dispenser and put it back, and like it was.
I remember one time I took it out at middle school. I took out because they had them locked where you had to have a key. But if you yanked that bitch hard enough, it just would break off. And we took the soap dispenser, or I guess I did, and I took it.
He keeps trying to throw me into this shit.
Because it makes me feel less bad if you were part of it. The more I talk about all this, the more I realize I was so fucked up. But I took the soap dispenser, and it had these little pink like tub of liquid with a screw cap on top. And I took it and dumped the whole thing in the urinal and flushed it. And then there's soap and shit. We'd stuff the urinal full of toilet paper and paper towels so it'd plug, dump soap in it, and then flush it, and it would just fucking all over the floor. Just the custodian had to hate us, bro. We'd dump it all over. It'd be all over the floor, and then I'd take the soap dispenser. And the worst one I ever did was I took a shit in it, and then I pissed in it. So, because like if you took a piss in a soap dispenser and left some soap in there, you're gonna get like half soap, half piss. You're never gonna notice it. You would never smell it, never notice it. But I took a shit in there and then pissed in it. So when you put it on the back, and I put it all back and screwed it back, put it back on the wall, closed it. And you could see there's like a little window in there so the custodian or the janitor can see like how much soap is left. And it was like brown shit water. And we would go in. We did do this. We'd go in and watch people use it.
No.
We'd go watch people use it, and they'd be like, they would just do it, and there'd be no bubbles, nothing, no pink, no soap, just pissing shit in their hand. And they rub it all around, and then wash their hands and shit, and then walk out. And I mean, it was hilarious. It was so fucking funny. It was horrible, but it was so.
You remember the
fucking
fart bombs that you got, and we used to throw them
liquid
like
ass.
they'd let us go. They'd let us go to the bathroom after lunch in middle school, and we'd take those fart bombs and like throw like 2 or 3 of them in the trash can in the bathroom and just cover them up and wait for everybody to walk. Like when we'd all walk back, dude, that shit stunk so bad.
All you would do is you'd throw one in that bitch in the trash can or in the bathroom, and then whoever's the next person to walk out, everybody's like, that guy's fucking disgusting. He just took the nastiest shit ever, dude. We'd do that, or we'd all be playing. We'd watch people play basketball or whatever in the gym. Was that before school?
Yeah.
You remember that?
Yeah.
Middle Campbell, and we'd go in there, and then after we'd come out, as you're walking out of the foyer from that gym, we'd throw a fucking liquid ass fart bomb on the floor, and it'd pop while everybody was standing there, and then you'd see people start to run, like, because it smelled so bad. You remember going to the mall and
The
doing
liquid
that?
ass.
The liquid ass spray
Yeah.
at the mall.
That shit was nasty. That shit was really toxic.
We got that shit
That
at
was
Spencer's.
nasty.
Did we get that at Spencer's?
I
Where did we
think that
order
was
it?
like the as seen on TV store. For some reason, they were selling liquid ass as seen on TV. Like, why?
We would go in the
Why are they
elevator.
advertising liquid ass spray?
Yeah, maybe that's why I ended up in the as seen on TV store, not on TV anymore, because nobody wanted to buy liquid ass. Dude, do you remember? You want to tell them about what we did in the elevator at the mall with it? The security was watching us and shit.
We would just go in the elevator up and down, and he would sit there with the spray bottle and just spray it the whole time
The
we're going
buttons,
up
the
or down.
buttons, on the buttons.
Yeah, and on the button. So when people would touch it, it would just be like, you would just get the dude, and it was like it was nasty. Like if you got it on you, it was sticking on you. If it got on your clothes, you were fucked. You just had to throw that away.
Yeah.
So they get it on their hands and then like try to wipe it off. They just gotta throw away whatever
They
the
just
fuck they're
smell like
wearing.
shit. They just
It
smelled
was
like
so
shit.
nasty.
And the security guards would like run us out. They were like,
The
"Why did you
janitor
go
went in there
there?"
like 4 times, and one time that we were there trying to like wipe it up or whatever.
Dude, we were little pranksters, bro.
Are those pranks or is that?
Is that terrorism? Well, it's not terror. Whatever the statute of limitations is not what it is.
I'll find out.
Whew. Fuck, man. We had lots of crazy times like that. Man, but as bad as it all seemed back there, no matter what shit we got ourselves into, it always seemed to work out. Like, and so all I'm trying to say is even back then, man, but life was so much simpler. Like, I don't know if it was just because I was a kid and I didn't have
exactly it. We were
kids.
just kids.
And that had to have something to do with it. But I just feel like society wasn't so drawn out and so just politicized and distorted. And
So you like it better
just-
now?
no, what?
Yeah. So you want to keep the fascists out of office.
No,
You want to keep.
I want the fascists in office. If Donald Trump is a fascist, then yeah, I want whatever Donald Trump is. Whatever Donald Trump is, that's what I want in office. I'm not scared to say that. I'm not scared to kiss my ass. Like, that's who I want in the office. I don't give a fuck how big of a tax return I got this year. I want Donald Trump back in that office because it
You're the only one.
Yeah.
and I know, and I noticed that in our group, and I think it has something to do with the fact that I had kids. But I'm not gonna fucking question it. When you get that check, you're not like, why did I get this? I don't. I'd rather
Right.
not have that and have Donald Trump in office. And the reason being is because even if I got a big tax return, And I think it's just because I have 2 kids, and you know what I'm saying. And I claim 0 still. So yeah, it all I'm saying is with Donald Trump in office, it was inflation wasn't so bad. I don't know if that had anything to do. I don't know if that has anything to do with him or just if it's just luck or luck of the draw or just how the market was going. But inflation is crazy now. Where with 2 kids and my wife and myself, I mean normally we were going to like Aldi's or go to Walmart. At Aldi's we'd spend like $150. At Walmart we spend like $200 a week on groceries for us 4, and that was all right. But now we're spending, I'm not kidding you, $300 a week on groceries. Like it's gone up $100, and we're getting the same shit we got. I mean, a gallon of milk is like it's what is it, $7.99 at the gas station by my house. A gallon of milk is $8.
I don't know. I
And-
don't drink that dirty shit.
Well, when your kids, I mean, when your kids drink bottles and shit like that, I mean, we go through a gallon of milk a day. So $8 a day in milk. I mean, just little shit like that, man. But I don't necessarily want to get into politics now. All I was trying to say, my original point was when we were younger, I don't know if I just romanticized it because of how much fun we had and because of how much less responsibility we had. But
yeah.
you have to admit that back then there was no LGBTQ. There was no like, my parents weren't in a fight with Democrats. I mean, it was the conservatives and liberals I mean, nobody was like, oh, that's fake news, fuck that, I'm not listening to it. No, there was no like just outright outright like fighting on the news. Like there wasn't so much disdain for one another. I mean, it just seems like it's just spiraled downward since, man. And I don't want to think it's our generation that's doing that. Like I don't want to think it's a lot of our generation that is though, man. And it's just sad that I don't know what happened. Like our childhood was so good, man. And I don't understand how anybody can be that far.
Well, I think the other people would just argue that theirs wasn't. We were just privileged, and
Well, whatever our parents did, they did it right. That's all I'm saying. I mean, I don't know what it took, but if I knew what those ingredients were to give my kids the life that I had, I would absolutely do that. And that's kind of why we're not putting our kids in public school. I mean, I'll live in a box. I'll work 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, kill myself working, so my kids do not have to go to a school where they're taught that they're bad for being white, or they're just all
they
just,
are though.
they're inherently bad or inherently racist and just all this stuff, man. I want my kids to learn about slavery. I want my kids to learn that white people did slavery, like all this stuff, but I also want them to learn that
Everybody
we
did it for
weren't
the
the
record.
first, and that it's not a continued thing, man. And there's so much opportunity in the United States for everybody. Everybody has opportunities. Some more than others. I get that. Life's tough. I get it. I had 2 kids at the age of. I have 1 kid at 20, and the next at what 23 or 22. And those were decisions I made. So I stand by those decisions. I know why. I know why when we struggle for money. I know why. It's because of my decisions, me and my wife's decisions. I mean, that's why. I'm not blaming that on anybody. I'm not blaming that on inequity. I'm not blaming that on anything else. But it got so complicated so fast, man. And I don't know if that's because I had kids at such a young age, but shit got real really quick. It seems like I went from being a kid to having a kid. And now, and when I look myself in the mirror, and I'm like, fuck, I'm going over to my friend's house to drink beer and do a podcast. And I'm like, I've got to go home. My fucking kids are asleep. I've got to wake up and fucking make
Yeah.
bottles and change diapers and
That is the big
watch
difference.
Cocomelon.
Because my life hasn't changed too much, other than just being older and feeling like a loser the older I get. So,
Dude,
got to do something.
I'll tell you, like I'm blessed because I love my wife. I love my kids. I wouldn't have it any other way. If we could have waited, absolutely. If I could have had these kids later, now, I would absolutely have done that. You know what I'm saying? But if it's like, but I love my kids so much. I love each one so much. I love my wife so much that but if I could only have it one way, I'd have it the way I have it. If I could choose, if I could pick and choose what my life could be of course, you're going to have them later when you're more financially stable and more, we're already married and whatnot. But it's all working out. It's all uphill, you know. But you don't think that. What's your opinion? When you were a kid, you don't think that it was. Do you think we were just not as involved in politics, so we
Yeah,
didn't
I mean
we
that's
didn't
part
hear
of
it
it
as much?
too.
Or what is your take on it? Were you raised in what household were you? Explain the household you were raised in. I was raised in a very conservative
Yeah,
household,
me too. I mean, I
and
was yeah,
yeah,
basically the same way that like the same shit you were hearing is the exact same shit I was hearing.
man. And at that age, I think that's, in my opinion, I think that's the way to go. Is that you earn, everybody has the same opportunities. You got to earn it. I mean, and you can always whine and you can always want to change the world and make things better for everybody. I get that. But at some point, you got to fucking grow some balls and just take what you got and go for it. I mean, some people are handed better opportunities than others. And if you don't make something out of what the opportunity you're given, then the fuck are you doing? Like,
Right.
if you're gonna squander all the opportunities that are given to you, you can be as rich as you want. If you're gonna fuck everything up, then you were gonna fuck everything up whether you were poor or rich. I mean, it
Right.
doesn't necessarily even make a difference. But I don't know, man. I honestly feel like back in the day it was just a lot more simple. Back in the day, I mean, even in my
It's
parents'
just
time,
it's literally yeah, it literally is just 'cause we're well, especially back then. I mean, dude, they didn't have the internet. Everything's faster now. You get everything faster. It's all right in your face, like instantly. As soon as it happens, it's on the internet, and you can find within a couple minutes of something happening anywhere in the world.
I feel like it was a lot less divisive. People disagreed, but I don't think that it was so much animosity or hatred for the other people. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like so tribalized, I feel like. But again, like I said, I didn't grow up around people with differing views. Like I never even really met anybody that was liberal. I mean,
I
I'm sure I
mean,
was around people that were, but I
there was
never hung out with
definitely
them.
those people like
Who do you know that was a hardcore liberal when we were growing up?
I mean, I couldn't really like pinpoint it for anybody. Like,
Who?
yeah, like now you could, but like that might not even be the case for just because some people are gonna be like, oh my dad is a Fox guy, he likes this. And they're gonna be like, well, fuck my dad, I'm gonna do this.
The rebel kind of, like when you're a kid and you're
Yeah,
just everything your parent. I mean, when you have it all figured out when you're 13, when you're just really a dumbass, but you think you have it all figured out, and so you're just going against the grain of what you were raised like. But when
right,
I can tell you as a matter of fact, when you have kids, you will raise your kids like your parents raised you. I mean, it's so hard not to do that. I love my parents. I had great parents. A lot of things they did I loved. A lot of things they did I didn't love. I mean, there's some things that I want to change. Discipline, a couple other things. I mean, obviously, the stories I'm telling you guys that you're hearing is because I lacked discipline because I just was a little shit. I needed some. I was one of those kids. I needed somebody to spank my ass. Like I needed somebody to actually punish me. Like you know, not this whole, because
so you're BDSM.
yeah,
You wanted someone to punish you.
I wanted Nick to punish me, bro. I wanted to punish her, but no, I can see it now because if my dad would have whooped my ass, I would have been scared to do that shit again. But instead, all they would just hit me with the, that was wrong. You shouldn't do that. You're grounded, and I'd be like, okay, and I'd be like, hey, mom, I'm not grounded. I'm leaving. She'd be like, no, you're not. And I'd be like, okay, I'm leaving, and just leave. And I'd come back and they'd be like, okay, well now you're grounded for 2 weeks. And I'd be like, oh really? Okay, I'm leaving. And that nobody was gonna like put their hands on me. I was too smart. I knew that they would never touch me. So I knew that words can only do so much.
Right.
Words, what are they gonna say to me? I mean, what are they gonna say to me? I'm if they're not gonna physically stop me, I'm just gonna do it. But I was like a fucking psychotic, fucking crazy kid, doing crazy stupid shit, more than most kids do. I'm hoping to break that cycle with my kids. I'm hoping to be a little bit more a little bit more strict on punishment. Like, I'm not saying like whoop their ass or anything, but I'm saying like let them know from a young age some shit's not gonna fly. Like there's certain things that just won't happen in this house because I was raised where my mom, my dad, nobody ever wanted to lay a hand on me. I don't know, how were you raised? Did you get your ass spanked? You
Yeah.
did. See,
All the
that's
shit that we
yeah,
got in trouble for, I actually got in trouble for.
yeah.
Like I was like, when I was grounded, I was actually grounded. Like
Mm-mm.
at some point, obviously at that age, like they're not fucking spanking me anymore. Like it doesn't.
Yeah, when you're fucking 15
My
or
mom,
16.
my mom's not gonna spank me. Yeah, like she's not gonna fucking hurt me.
Yeah,
She's gonna hurt herself before she hurts me. So like,
because you're so strong.
but yeah,
Dude. But yeah, so I'm just trying to enact that in my kids, man.
I
And
feel
just
you.
I'm trying to correct some behavior at a young age where there's certain things that'll fly, certain things that won't. Like a little minor shit, I'll let go. And I mean, Jessica's kind of lean. Jessica's kind of more like my parents were, where she doesn't really want to. She doesn't want to do spanks or anything like that. But like I'm trying to tell her, like when kids are blatantly disobedient, like if you tell them, hey, please don't do this, and then they do it, and you say, hey, listen, you sit them down. I try to talk to her about it. I'm like, I'll give them chances. Like I'm not gonna go straight to a spank. I don't believe in that either. But sitting them down, being like, hey, don't do that, please. And if they do it again, you say, hey, stop. Like seriously, stop. We're done. Like we're done with that. They do it again, you try timeout. You do it again, you try taking something away. In last resort, okay, you did it again, because sometimes kids will test that they test. I mean, and that's what I did growing up is I tested. I would test my parents, and I never had any real pushback. Like there was never real. I was never scared of my parents,
Right.
and so I think I think to be a good parent, like you have to kind of be.
I just
scary.
hated getting in trouble.
Yeah, I didn't care because I wasn't ever actually in trouble in
Yeah.
my own head. And at least in my own head, there were times I was probably in huge trouble. But in my own head, I was like, I'm not in trouble because I can just fucking leave. Like, there's no, like, she's not a chain on me. I'll just fucking walk out the door. Like, and
Right.
at like 10 years old, I was in the office every day with think sheets and fucking ISS and fucking grade school. In kindergarten,
Yeah.
bro, in kindergarten, I remember the first time I ever got in any real trouble, not trouble, but trouble. I was in kindergarten. You know a girl. Oh, I'm not gonna say her last name. You guys probably would know.
Yeah.
No,
Hell no.
to color. You know who that is? Yeah. Okay. Well, anyways, we were in kindergarten, and I liked her. I liked this girl. I thought she was cute. And no disrespect to my wife. I love my wife, Jessica. I love you. But
First grade, bro.
it's just a story, bro. But
It's first grade.
yeah, no, it's kindergarten.
Kindergarten.
And yeah, I was 5 years old. And I asked because I was at a young age hanging out with like Alex and Parker. You remember them down the street? We play flashlight tag and shit. And they told like they like said something about sex. And I asked my mom. I was like, "What is sex?" At 5 or 6 years old, asking my mom, "What is sex?" And she, of course, she doesn't want to tell me. So she tells me, "Hey, it's kissing and holding hands. It's like when you really like somebody and you have feelings for them. You want to hold their hand. You like them. You love them. Like." You ask him like that's what sex is. And I'm like, okay. And of course she doesn't want to tell me, which I absolutely get. If my daughter asked me, I'd be like, yo, ask your mom. I ain't saying shit about that. Yeah, let her be the one that handles that. But anyways, so I go to school and we had these cubbies at Hazel Grove. Cubbies where like you put your like artwork
Yeah.
and shit for the day and your school box and all that. And I write a note to this girl that I like. And I'm like, hey, Courtney, blank, will you have sex with me? Yes. Check here. No, check here. From Ethan. Put it in her cubby. I'm thinking I've got Riz, right? I'm like, okay, yeah. Like she'll come back and be like, yeah, like yeah, I like you. But anyways,
Fuck.
the next day, bro, the next day we go to school and I don't even go to class, but they stopped me in the principal, Dr. fucking Rapester, was like, Dr.
Oh, yeah.
you know, you remember him? I'm not gonna say his
Yeah.
real name. I guess he doesn't matter. Dr. Traster was our
I saw him at the bar one time.
really?
Yeah, with like a bunch of other weird fucking nerds with him.
Yeah, I'm sure. But he pulls me in the office and he's like, "What is this?" He shows me the note, and I'm like, "I don't know." 'Cause I knew I did something bad, so I was just immediately like, my first fucking reaction was to lie. But my name was on the bottom of it, like it was mine. And he kept saying like, "What is this word right here?" And he was pointing to the word sex, and I'd be like, "You." I'd be like the word before it. I'd be like, "Will you?" And he'd be like, "No, this word." I'd be like, "With me," and like wouldn't say it, bro, because I knew it was bad. Immediately, I was like, "Fuck, I'm in trouble." And so he calls my mom, and my mom's like, I guess my mom told him like, "What am I supposed to tell him? He's 5 years old. He's 5 years old asking me what sex is. I'm not going to tell
Right.
my 5-year-old what that is." And so, anyways, like I was told like you're not allowed to speak to her anymore. Like because her parents freaked out. Or she comes home with it. Could you imagine your little 5-year-old girl comes home from school and there's a note in her bag that's like, "Hey, will you have sex with me?" And it's from another student. I would kill somebody if that was my daughter came home with that. I would kill, bro. I would throw a fucking fit at that school, bro.
Oh man.
I would throw a fit. And so immediately from day one grade school, bro, I was marked as like the kid that's a troublemaker, like problem
That's
kid.
wild. Bro, I was just thinking, when you went to kindergarten, did you go all day?
Nope.
So you had half
Half
day.
days.
Yeah,
I went
so-
to afternoons.
and
bro.
but remember they'd have 2 classes in one
Yep.
day, so it'd be like the morning class and the
8
afternoon
a.m.
class.
was
I
8 a.m. to noon and then noon to 4.
yeah, something like that.
Yep.
You remember that shit? Yeah,
Yeah.
morning. Yeah, me and him had the same kindergarten class.
Really?
Yeah,
So I did afternoons at Hazel Grove, bro.
I did morning. Yeah, so I never knew what the afternoon was like, but I always thought that'd be weird. So you were just at home till noon,
Huh? Yeah.
and then you went to school.
Yeah,
That's
I
weird.
guess.
That's weird, bro.
Why is that weird, bro?
I don't know.
My mom was a stay-at-home mom, so it was
No,
like-
yeah.
yeah. My mom was a stay-at-home mom, but she worked. She babysat, so I was just like playing, watch cartoons and shit every day. and then
That's
go to
wild. I
school.
wonder why they quit. Because I remember,
I wish my daughter got to do that, but at the same time, it gives my wife an opportunity to work
right?
because she'll be at school for all day.
Yeah, I remember my little sister. Whenever she got into school, that was like the first year they did the all day.
Did you rub it in her face?
Yeah, of course.
You had
Whenever she
to.
got a little bit older,
You
yeah.
better,
I was
yo.
like, haha.
Haha, you're ruined.
So I went to less school than you. But that was crazy.
Yeah, there's some of the educational changes they were making, but back then that
I
was.
thought this dude was the coolest dude in the world. He brought crabs to school.
Bro, you got crabs. You had crabs in 5th grade. You had,
My pet bird.
His pet bird died. I didn't know that, but
you had crabs in kindergarten, bro.
he had his, what wasn't his sister? Yeah, he
Who
said
gave you crabs, bro?
his sister's crabs.
His sister gave him crabs. Were they like hermit crabs or what?
Yeah.
Yeah. Dude, that's dope.
I was like, all I got's a fucking dog, bro. I don't have any crabs. Like the hermit crabs were dope.
Dude, man, back then, like it it was nothing to be cool back then. I remember Basil one time in what was it? 4th or 5th grade. We were going out to recess, and before we went out, we like had just ate lunch. We were washing our hands, and this dude, we're in the bathroom, and I'm just like, I have both my hands. I have my hand under the soap dispenser like this, and I'm pressing the soap dispenser over and over and over and over, filling up my whole hand with a puddle of soap. And this dude, the only time, because I had made fun of him and fucked with him since he was in kindergarten. Because I made fun of him for getting held back. I made fun of him for all that shit. And I love him. And I was just an asshole kid, just like a bully. And the first time he ever got me, the only time he's ever got me was like I was doing all the soap, and this dude smacked the bottom of my hands, like smacked my hands, and I literally like you would it perfectly went right in my fucking eyes. And I was like, dude, fuck you, motherfucker. And there was like the teachers came running in and they were like, Ethan, stop, you can't cuss, blah, blah, blah. And I was just sitting there like, he fucking threw soap in my eyes. Shut the fuck up. I had soap in my eyes. Like, I'm not, like, why am I in trouble? Like, this dude just threw soap in my eyes and ran away and I'm in trouble for cursing? Like, fuck off. I have soap in my eyes. But
Damn.
yeah, dude, he got me good. That was the only time he ever got me. And then after that, I was like, oh, I'll just sell this dude fucking cactuses I found in Lakewood as weed. Oh shit, man. So much good
Fuck.
times, bro. So many good times. I feel bad because I'm just sitting here and reminisce. I've talked this whole time. I'll take this whole thing up, man.
No, that's good, man.
It's all right.
Yeah, you made my job easier.
Okay, cool.
That's fine with me.
Fuck, man.
Yeah, what do we? Yeah, I mean, I think we're.
Are we good?
Yeah,
All right, man. I had fun.
yeah.
I'm
me
glad we
too.
did this.
I'm
I'll
glad
try
we
to
got
come back and
talk
do this
some-
another time, man.
Guys, get a little fucked up stories going.
Oh yeah, this is I'll come on here and be the fucked up stories
hour.
guy.
Yeah.
All right, man. Well, thank you for having me.
Yeah,
dude.
man. Thanks for coming,
Thanks
dude.
for watching.
Thanks for watching, guys. See you next week. Come back. Hopefully YouTube doesn't take me down again, but see you when you come back. Peace.